What's up, everybody? This is Anthony. I'm coming to you today live from the editing room to tell you what we're doing in this first film room video. So this is the counterpart to the highlight video. This one is going to be all that nitty-gritty, nutritious football stuff that we had interspersed in last week's loss against Indiana. The goal was to make two 20-minute videos instead of one 40-minute video, and I think we've pretty much successfully done that. I think this one's going to run about 20 to 23 minutes, so that's perfect. You're going to get about 8 to 10 plays in this one, depending upon if there are a couple that I end up leaving in or taking out. But it's all really good stuff. It's all football stuff. It's some stuff we went over last week with some new wrinkles added to it, and then the rest of the stuff is all brand new, so that's exciting. A good win this week, Va Tech next week, so it's going to be another tough game, so be sure to tune in. And if you get a chance, do me a solid, like, subscribe, comment, all the fun YouTube stuff. I appreciate you. All right, without further ado, let's get into it, into the film room. All right, so they're coming up here. I'm going to slide the line halfway because it looks like they might be coming on a blitz. If you see there, it looks like there's a couple of guys in that gap. And let's see if we can pick it up and get something going. Boom. Attaboy. There's the tight end. He's so slow out of his breaks, man. He's so slow out of his breaks. Let's talk about that one. Let's take that one to the film room. We have 3rd and 9. We're running drive under, which is kind of an air raid classic. The two inside guys are going to run ins at different levels. It's a levels concept. So basically 9 is going to run about 10 yards and then run it in, and 7 is going to run about 5 yards and then run it in. The idea is that you make the linebackers make a decision who they want to cover. If they go deep, you throw it to the short guy. If they come up, you throw it to the guy over the top. So now if you notice, I diagnosed this play. Let's look at their defense. I diagnosed this play as a blitz, and it looks like we were right. So if you look, they have their 4-man defensive line, and then they have 4 guys at the second level. So you see the slot corner, 20, 0, 30, and then 41 right there, right? So 41 is a safety coming up. And when safeties creep up like that, typically they're blitzes. Sometimes they bail out, right? And you can get the kind of thing where it's a little bit of confusion. The idea of that play would be like to trick you into thinking it was a blitz and then bailing out. But on this one, he actually does come. So if you watch, he comes and the linebacker doesn't. So now the linebacker takes 3 out of the backfield, which is exactly what we want him to do. It looks like we have cover 1, which means that everyone has a man here, right? So if you look at the outside, 18 is covered by a corner, 2 is covered by 20, 0 is covered by 9, 30 is covering 3, and then on the other side, TJ Lott's being covered by, it looks like 9. I can't see his number there. And then we have the 1 deep safety that's preventing us from going super long. So if we had a vertical called on this play that we had some confidence in, for example, TJ Lott, I don't think it would have been the worst thing in the world if we threw that, but we had an opportunity here to make the play we needed to make to get the first down, and that's to number 9. So watch this break. It's kind of like a crossover here that he runs, number 9. Number 9, it's a very slow out of his break. It's not a good in cut, but the ball gets there, he makes the play, and he gets enough for the first down. So really what this is a pre-snap read, right? We identify the blitz, we understand that we're probably either going to get cover 1 or cover 3 because we only have 1 safety deep, right? That safety is going to be playing in the middle of the field, so meaning we might get man coverage or something in the general vicinity of man coverage, and what we wind up doing is saying, cool, we got our man coverage, we stand in the pocket and stay strong, and Newport Beach makes a really nice throw. And that's a first down. Well done. It's the diagnosis of a 3rd down conversion. Really well done. Team in this game. All right, so now it's a cover 2, but they're in press man here. So if we do get it again, we're going to throw it. But instead, we got a blitz, so we'll throw the hot. Perfect. Okay, cool. Let's break that one down too, because I think it's important for you guys to see why I bailed off our original concept here. So welcome to the film room. On here, we're running our shock concept. So for those who remember from last game, the outside receiver and the tight end are both going to run kind of stick routes. And then in between, you're going to have 7 running the slot fade. So on this play, as we mentioned before, if you get cover 1, it's a pre-snap read to go to 7. But we don't have cover 1. We have 2 safeties deep, 23 and 20. So as a result of that, we're going to wind up going short here. 23 actually winds up coming on a blitz, which is perfect for this play. So you go to what's called the hot receiver. And on this play, the hot receiver, which is the receiver you go to in the case of a blitz, is 9. If you look, 9 is all alone there. Nice and easy. Nice and easy, right? Now, if you told me, hey, Anthony, but you have 7 on a safety and you want to throw this, I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong. The idea that this was 4th down makes me check it down. Otherwise, I very well might have thrown it to 7. So don't think that that's wrong if you thought that. But otherwise, it's a really nice play. It's a good diagnosis, and it's a 1st down. Now let's stop letting this team hang around with us, for the love of God. All right, they're filling the gaps. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah, they got 7 guys in the box. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 6 guys to block, but we just got to get a yard, so let's run it. Oh, well blocked. Well blocked. Attaboy. All right, let's watch the blocking scheme. It's a beautiful thing. James didn't even have to do anything on this play. So again, we're going to run split zone, which means we're not going to block 39. Instead, we're going to allow 9 to come across the formation, and 9 is going to be responsible for 39, and everyone else is going to slant to the left in order to block, to get numbers, to get 5 on 3 in the for the rest of the offensive linemen. So watch this. There's the double teams. 77 comes off his double team to block the linebacker. Everybody moves their guy, and before you know it, we're in the end zone. It's just good blocking. And again, I think it's an important thing to show you, and if you play fantasy football, I think this is one of the most important things I could possibly tell you. So often, the talent of the running back barely matters. What really matters is the talent of the offensive line. See Eagles, Philadelphia, and Barkley, Saquon. The Giants were never going to have Saquon be an MVP candidate because they just couldn't block like the Eagles could. All right, so we got that load front, right? So it's going to be Trinidad on an island here against 59. Coming out of motion. There you go. There was the load front doing its work. So to the film room we go. All right, so we have the load front. 3 guys to the left, to the center and left. So we have 30, 94, 99, all to the left of the center, and then we leave 43 on an island on the right. As expected, our best pass rusher, 43, gets double teamed by 66 and 59, gets taken out of the play. We'll watch it real quick. See? Kind of what we expected. Now, but if you look, there is a positive. Look at all the one-on-one matchups we get. 78, 74, 79, all blocking one-on-one, okay? So while they're not our best pass rusher, at the very least, it is exciting to say, hey, we got some guys here who have an opportunity to make a play. And if you watch, against 74, watch 99 work. Watch 94, against 78. So he does a swim, and then he misses, right? He gets blocked up. Good job by the center. Keeps his hands inside. And then, boom, right around the outside. And so it's called an effort sack. Don't let anyone ever tell you that every single sack is about pass rush win rate. So often it's this thing. It's not the first move. It's the counter move. If you're looking for guys who are great at this from NFL history, guys like Strahan, guys like Reggie White, they were so good at making it when you stuffed them on the first move, it was the second move that got you. Oh, we got a lot of... Oh, here's TJ Lott, our fastest receiver. Throw a juke at him. Okay. This is mesh. This is mesh at its prime, baby. This is my favorite concept in all of football. The slot fade is probably second, but this is my favorite one. We run it a lot. You'll see. And let's go to the film room on mesh real quick, because I don't know if we got a chance to talk about mesh yet. This is a really, really, really popular air raid concept. So if you look at the outside, we're going to focus on TJ Lott, who made that big play there. He is the sole receiver on that side of the formation. Then on the right side of the formation, you have a bunch, 9, 86, 18, all running out of the bunch. If you're going to notice, what we do when the play starts is everybody's running across the field. What we want here is man coverage, ideally, right? If we get man coverage, all these dudes are going to start running into one another, and look what happens. Whoop! Then that's just enough. The natural pick, as they call it, to get TJ Lott, our fastest receiver, into open space and give him a chance to make a big play. So all this is just, if you ever played basketball in your entire life, it's essentially a pick. The key here is not getting called for offensive pass interference, and it doesn't happen in the game. But in real life, if your receiver throws out a shoulder and hits that defender, you're going to get calls for OPI. Ideally, you want to do it just like this, where the defenders are actually running and rubbing off of one another, and that's exactly what happens here. It's textbook mesh, perfect play, well set up. The protection was good enough, and that's a big play. Oh, phenomenal individual effort by my dude Giles. Let's watch it. Film room. Okay, So this one's not so much about scheme. It's just about number 30 being awesome. So this is a running play. Let's see what it is. It's a trap. So a trap play, it's our first opportunity to really look at trap because we mostly run zone running. So a trap is what's called a gap run play, meaning you're going to have a pulling offensive lineman, and they're going to come across, and they're going to try to make a play against the outside guard. So think of it not too differently as the split zone play that we run with the tight end, except it's going to be 66, who's a guard doing the pulling, right? So watch what he's doing here. He's supposed to, oh no, 44 is supposed, all right, so they have the fullback here, right? And the fullback is supposed to go out and kick 30. But the 30 says to get off me. He's not interested in that. And he just comes and makes a spectacular play. Football at the end of the day is a game about getting and winning one-on-one matchups, and this is a case of the fullback losing the one-on-one matchup to our edge, and our edge making a really nice play. Well done. So Sydney's looks singled up, so we're going to try to get him on a comeback route. And we will. We'll get an opportunity at it. And he doesn't make the play. I don't know, man. That's what Sydney gets. That's what Sydney has his scholarship to do, and that's frustrating. So if you watch the play here, we're gonna have everyone on this side. We're gonna have everyone on this side of the formation, right? And then we're gonna have Sydney, who is our best overall receiver and a contested catch specialist, one-on-one with this corner, and he's just got to make a play. And he runs the comeback. He gets position on the corner. He has a chance to make the play, and he just doesn't make it. Too deep, but with the extra linebacker on the field, so we'll get Colbreth back out there. Oh, we played the option perfectly. Film room time. So last game we got burnt on this, right? We crashed down on the running back, and instead the quarterback got outside and got a big gain. But watch what we do here. We see the mesh point, and when we see the mesh point, we flatten. And now we're coming straight at the mesh point. Because the answer is we need the quarterback to make that decision, so we're trying to make it as not clear for him as possible. So the quarterback is going to make the decision to keep it, and since we just attacked the mesh point, we're right there. Boom. So if you look at this play, it really does look like the end result of it is he wants to get out in the flat and then pitch it to 44, but he never even had a chance because we played it so well. Really, really well played here. Okay, so when you're playing the option, don't chase the running back. Attack the mesh point. And when you attack the mesh point, the quarterback doesn't have a clear decision to make. He's got to make it quick without good information, and then you can get the sat and you can get the run stop. Well done. Really well done. Shows improvement from our last game as well, which is always nice. All right, this looks like an opportunity for Gladding here. Sure is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Slot fade 101, baby. This is our slot fade play that we've run 100 times. But the key thing to notice here is look who's matched up on 7. The answer is no one. So what I'm looking at here is I'm probably thinking this is looking like cover 4. And if it's cover 4, that would mean that 4 guys go deep. The 2 corners and the 2 safeties, all are going back to cover a quarter of the field apiece. Well, if they're going to cover a quarter of the field apiece, what that's probably going to mean is that 7 is going to be matched up on a safety. Watch what happens as he just runs right by these dudes. Oh, no. Well, it's not cover 4. So if you look, it's actually cover 3. But it's cover 3 with a linebacker chasing 7. You can't do that. That's not a good idea, man. It's just not a good idea. He's going to run by you every time. Boom. And a really well-placed ball by Newport. Just absolutely spectacular. You know, they say that he has more bounce in California than all y'all combined. We like all our matchups between quarterbacks and receivers. They haven't really been able to throw it very much. Watch the jet sweep. It's a fake jet sweep. Oh, I screwed this up. I went inside. So I'm worried about the jet sweep here, so I'm going inside to try to attack the jet sweep instead of keeping contained, and the running back just runs around me. So watch 43. I'm trying to take the jet sweep across the formation, which is not my job, to be clear. It's the job of 0, who's on the other side, 30, who's on the other side doing his thing. But I went inside, and as a result, this guy got outside. I got to keep contained on that play. Got to keep contained. That's on me. So this is going to be James, and it honestly looks like we might toss it out to the other back if they come in a blitz, which they did. So now we got some space here. Oh, baby. All right, let's show you this one. So in the air raid, a lot of running concepts are paired with passing concepts. So on this one, if you watch, we had 3 men in the backfield. We have the tight end 9, and then we had Roche 3 and 5 James. So James is going to. We have 2 options on this play. One is James just gets an inside zone handoff, and we just run it forward, and we see what we can get out of it. Or if we see a blitz or everyone pinched down, we can throw it out to 3, and then we have 1-on-1 with 0 and the corner. And if 0 gives me a block, I have an opportunity to make a big play. So watch what happens. Everybody crashes on this running play, and all I got to do is flip it out to 3, and now we got a lot of green grass. So we get the block. We get about 15 yards on that one. And it's easy, right? Like, we didn't have to put the ball in danger there at all. And we will see what we can grab here from here. Oh, baby. All right. If you're a fan of the tight end, prepare for a breakdown you're going to enjoy. All right. So we're going to run one of my favorite tight end routes here. It's called the angle route. So watch what we got here. We have a bunch out here. We have 18. He's going to run. If he is 1-on-1 with 21, he's not on this play. But if he was, we have an option to throw him a corner. But he's not. So we're going to just kind of say he's a decoy on this play. What we really care about here is the bunch. We have 9, who's a tight end, 86, who's a tight end, 0, who is a wide receiver, and they are all lining up in a bunch. So what we're going to do here with 86 is we're going to do, so 0 is going to run this little swing route, and again, we could have definitely thrown it to him. We have a couple of blockers ahead of him, so definitely something we could have done. But I did see something else in the play. So if you watch the coverage, this is cover 4, it looks like. So you have the umbrella over the top. Same thing again. All the corner, the two corners, the 2 safeties are all going to fade deep, and they are going to cover 1/4 of the field apiece. So when they do that, watch the hole that opens, because 0 has, and it's a blitz too. So since 4 comes and 0 has to get to the middle of the field, look at what happens here. Look at all this field we have ahead. The only challenge we have on this throw is making sure we don't throw it directly to 0. We got to layer the football. So we put it right in the spot where only 86 can get it, and he ends up with a nice first down. The angle route, if you watch it from 86's perspective, he's going to act like he's going outside, and he's going to make a hard cut back inside. Boom. Perfect. Really nicely put ball. That's the first down. I'd love to get this to lot, but let's see what they do here. Well, I locked onto him. All right, let me tell you why I threw this interception. And I didn't account for leverage. All right, so the way this play works, 3 on the left, 2 on the right. It's a half field read, so we're deciding pre-snap, are we going to the left side or the right side? So I'm going to take the right side here. So 5 is going to run a flat, and now I can tell I have man-to-man coverage because 0 went with the flat rather than staying in his zone. So I know I have man. I would have thought Lot would have been able to separate from this guy, and about right here, I decided I was throwing it. And rather than trying to say, hey, maybe I could do something else, I could try to flush out of the pocket, I could try to make something happen, I decided to trust my arm, trust OC's arm here, and I tried to make a play. I tried to put a throw where only Lot could catch it. However, because the quarterback is not great, he's good, he's not great, he ends up putting the ball out in front of him, and as a result, the cornerback is able to cut off the route and get the interception. So the lesson here, I think, is just try not to lock on to your reads, right? Because I think that's exactly what I did here. I don't know what I would do otherwise. Again, I would probably have to roll out and throw it away, but that's preferable to throwing the interception. So mistake by me. Let's play some defense. All right, we're going to run a screen here. We don't get a blitz, which is unfortunate. We always want to get a blitz against the screen. That's ideal. But we did get some good blocking. And there we go. Big play. This play is entirely made by the offensive line getting out, running the screen, throwing some bodies around. Really well done. So here's what we got. We're running a screenplay. If we haven't gone through a screenplay yet, and apologies if this seems a little bit basic to some of you, but there was a gentleman who, or I shouldn't say gentleman, there was a person who left a comment and was like, hey, I am brand new to all of this. First off, welcome. Hell yeah. Football is for everyone. Second of all, let's talk about a screenplay. So what a screenplay is you're basically trapping the defensive line into thinking they're going to get pass rush and then just tossing the ball out to the side. And then the offensive linemen get out in front of the running back and say, hey, man, we're going to block for you. Get behind us. So if you watch, none of these offensive linemen seem particularly interested in blocking the defensive line. They're all trying to get out wide, right? So what the quarterback has to do is have the bravery to stay in the pocket as long as he possibly can and then get the ball out to the running back. Now watch. 55 and 72 are about to wreck shop. 55 cuts that dude. He is down on the floor. He ain't tackling anybody. And then 72 bounces this dude right out the club. Perfect. Then he gets a second block on that one. See, that's what you want to do as an offensive lineman. Not, you don't just want to bounce this dude out the club. Then you want to say, who else could I block? Boom, 72 gets it. We get a lane. That's a touchdown. We put this game away. All right, man, now they're going to have to throw it. So now let's get froggy, since we have the ability to do so. We're going to run a zero blitz here. What we're counting on is overwhelming the quarterback before he gets the ball out. Because it is cover zero. Everyone's got a man. It's basketball man-to-man defense, but it don't make a difference because that's a sack by Giles. So let me explain to you how this blitz works. This is what's called, again, we mentioned it's cover zero. What that means is that every single person on our team who isn't rushing the passer is responsible for man-to-man coverage on a player. There is no one deep, okay? So if they block this up, we very well might be giving up a big play. I like to give you guys the names of coaches who like to use these things. If you are a Ravens, Giants, or Michigan fan over the last couple of years, you will probably notice a lot of Wink Martindale in this play, okay? So what we're going to do is we're coming with all 6 of these guys. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 offensive linemen and the running back. So there's 8 blockers for 6 guys. So basically, the numbers don't really look good for us here. But what we're counting on is that 87 and 28 and 82 are all going out in routes. And then once they go out in routes, we have more blockers because now they only have 5 blockers and we have 6 guys coming. So let's see what happens here. 87 on a route, 82 on a route, 20 and 8 on a route, 5 against 6. Can't block 6 guys with 5 guys. There's a free rusher. Giles gets a free sack from the scheme. Those are the ones you take if you're a defensive lineman. You go, oh, thank you very much, coach. You got me a free rush. And now I'm going to make it count.